This is Tamara's and my annual sunscreen collaboration. And normally, of course, we do it separately because for the last few years, we have been living on different continents. But Tamara just happened to visit me. So we figured we'll do it in person. We have a lot of sunscreens in front of us. I have 14, you have what, 6?
5 or 6, yeah.
So we have about 20 sunscreens in front of us. Not all of them are winners. So we're going to go through this fairly quickly, sort of mini review style, and show you the ones we didn't like, tell you why, and then talk a little bit more about the ones that are actually winners.
Yeah, I love sunscreens. That's one of my favorite videos to do. It's just so interesting, yeah.
Well, and it's, you know, we stress this all the time. As boring as it might be, it is really the most important anti-aging ingredient. Because if we do everything else, if we do our retinol and our exfoliation and all of these things, and then we don't protect our skin from the sun, it's not going to matter.
Game over. Doesn't matter.
And I wish I would have learned that much sooner. I was a sun worshipper and I have quite a bit of sun damage, but some of it can be reversed, luckily.
Yeah. And when you find a sunscreen that you really love, that you look forward to applying, that looks beautiful on your skin, then that's everything in skincare.
You're lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, let's get into it.
All right.
So I'm going to start with the few that I really did not like. And the first one is this one, which is really sort of hyped up, in my opinion. It's not going to focus. It is the La Roche-Posay Athelios UV 450 Plus. This is a chemical SPF. Several reasons I don't like it. It is quite dark. You know, the camera will pick it up. It's way too dark for my complexion.
Mine too.
It's also very drying and very mattifying. And I like a bit of a glow. So I didn't like it. I also find it too runny. I feel like there's this trend with sunscreens to make them really liquidy, which I find quite difficult to get enough on your face, because we know we want to have, well, is it a 1/4 teaspoon for face and neck or just a 1/4 teaspoon for the face? I think there's a bit of a debate.
You hear a little bit of both.
Yeah, but so let's say you want a 1/4 teaspoon for the face.
At least a 1/4 teaspoon.
I find it quite difficult when they are so runny to get them rubbed in. Do you have that same experience?
Yes and no. I have a couple that are thinner, maybe not as runny as that, that I apply in layers. You know, I do the finger, I'll apply one finger, let it sit for a minute, and then apply the other. But I know what you mean. It is easier if there's a little bit of body to the SPF.
But I think the finger thing is a sort of a debate too, because if you have a runny one like this, you know, versus, first of all, it's hard to keep it on there, versus, let me wipe this off really fast, a really thick one, you're going to get a lot more sunscreen, right? Per finger. So I do think the finger length, while in a pinch, probably works well.
I only do the finger with the runny ones.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, with the creamy ones, I can tell. You know, if I buy a brand new sunscreen, I will measure
That's a good
for
idea.
the first couple of times until I know what a 1/4 teaspoon looks like, because it might look different with different consistencies. And especially if it comes in a pump, then I know, oh, it's 5 pumps. So, you know, always measure when you first get a sunscreen, and then you can eyeball it after you have a good idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah, and that's why it's nice when they come in a pump. So this one, unfortunately, and I will put all the ingredients and the price right here, because if we go through all of them, this video is going to be forever long. But this one, unfortunately, was not a winner for me. Do you have any that you didn't like?
Yes, I do. And I think you're going to show the counterpart to this.
Yeah.
So I was really excited to try the Haru Wonder sunscreen, and they sent me 2. This was sent to me in PR. And so they sent me 2. They sent me, this is the Black Rice Pure Mineral Relief. This is 100% mineral.
And is a Korean SPF, correct?
It is Korean. It does feel lightweight, but it does leave a white cast. And
Smells like a mineral SPF.
it has more of a matte finish, and it did feel a little bit drying on my skin, in stark contrast to the other one, which Claudia is going to show you.
So this is the Haru Wonder. The Korean sunscreens make a long names. And this is the Black Rice Moisture Airlift Daily Sunscreen, SPF 50 plus with a PA rating of 4 pluses. So this is a Korean chemical SPF versus this one is a mineral SPF. It does use, I will put the filters right here, it does use, I believe, 4 different filters. 2 of them, I believe, are broad spectrum and 2 of them are UVB filters. But this is gorgeous. I heard about this from Cheryl from Yoga Girls World. If you don't follow Yoga Girls World, I will link her channel down below. I get the best recommendations from her. I have never bought anything that Cheryl recommended that I didn't like. So this is what I saw on Cheryl's channel. It is beautiful. It is very similar to the, you know, I'm going to actually put it on my neck. Well, let me show you my hand first. It is very similar to the Beauty of Joseon, but I like this one even better because the Beauty of Joseon does have a hybrid filter, so it does have a bit of a mineral filter, which, depending on what I wear underneath, can give the slightest white cast. This one does not. This one is absolutely gorgeous. So it sinks in, it's really hydrating.
It feels really good on the skin.
It feels really hydrating. I'm going to put this on my neck because we don't have anything on yet aside from skincare. So this is what I have been using on my neck and also on my face, but sometimes on my face I will use a tinted SPF. You have tried this one, right?
I have. So like I said, they did send me both, the mineral and the one you're talking about. This one was too dry, too matte, too white, too heavy, and that one felt great, looked great.
If you have oily skin, this might be a little much. I would say if you have oily skin, do not use a moisturizer underneath. I do use a moisturizer underneath. I love it. It is just super hydrating. Though the one caveat with this one, and I don't know if you experienced that as well, I applied this liberally, and then a few hours later, because I was outside, I tried to reapply and it really peeled. Have you noticed that?
No, and makeup did go over that very nicely, by the way. I don't know that I've tried to reapply it.
So that is my experience. If you have tried this one right here and you've had the same experience or not, please share your experience down below. But that is what I have experienced. But aside from that, I would say this is the perfect SPF if you're looking for a non-tinted chemical SPF with Korean filters.
And it's affordable.
It's affordable. They do have this on Stylevana. And I believe on Stylevana.
Yes, Style, I think too.
I will link it down below. And I actually have a code for Stylevana. I believe it's $15.
Nice.
And of course, everything we're talking about will be linked down below.
Yes.
So what's another one of yours that you like or didn't like?
Okay, let's see. One that I changed my mind about. I have talked about this one before. This is a 100% mineral sunscreen. This is by Worst. This is Guards Up Daily Mineral Sunscreen SPF, Broad Spectrum SPF 35. I tried this for the first time a couple of years ago. It was grainy. I thought, oh, it must be a bad batch. I returned it. I bought another one. It was still grainy. So I thought, oh, that's not for me. This was sent to me in PR a few months ago. And I thought, okay, try it again. So I did. And I was really surprised. First of all, not at all grainy.
Oh, and it's tinted.
It is very, very lightly tinted. You want to try it on your hand? Yeah. And very lightly tinted. It is moisturizing. It really is a nice one.
I like it. It blends right in.
Yeah. It's not overly glowy. It is moisturizing. I think it's a really good.
So they must have changed the formulation.
They must have, because I really didn't like it before. And I'm glad they sent it to me because it is a very nice everyday sunscreen. It does work well under makeup. The only thing is I really prefer to have an SPF that's over 40, and this is SPF 35. So I don't tend to use this as much as my other SPFs, but it is a good SPF, especially if you're not going to be spending a lot of time outdoors. It's a good one. It's affordable. You can find it at Target, lots of places.
So 2 affordable options, 1 tinted, 1 non-tinted, 1 chemical.
And it's very hard for me, and I know for you too, to find a tinted SPF
that works.
That is not too dark, too orange, too weird, and this really does pretty much disappear.
I would love it, and I know you probably too, if you would share your favorite SPFs in the comments.
Definitely.
I have gotten so many great recommendations from you, so keep them coming, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, one recommendation I got, and it's actually one of my favorite SPFs right now and one I have been using quite a bit, is an Australian SPF called Airyday, and I have two of them here. This one is the Pretty in Zinc, and it's an SPF of 50 plus. This is a mineral SPF containing zinc oxide, I believe at 20%. And then another mineral SPF called Mineral Mousse. It's also an SPF of 50. They are both tinted, they are both beautiful, quite generous packaging. Now, I had you try these before.
Yes.
They are quite different in consistency, even though they are both mineral SPFs. The Mineral Mousse is very, very moussey and light. Feels beautiful. The only problem I have with the Mineral Mousse is what I mentioned earlier with the La Roche-Posay. Because it is so light, it's not liquidy, but because it is so light and a bit slippery and wet feeling, I feel like I cannot rub enough of it in. But if you have really dry skin, I think this is a really gorgeous one. And then the Pretty in Zinc, let me wipe this off. We have towels here so we can wipe all this off every time. The Pretty in Zinc is much thicker. Has a very similar tint. Feels really hydrating, really soothing. So what I have been doing is I actually mix these two and they make the perfect SPF. It's the perfect tint for my skin tone. You agreed on that? Yeah?
Yes, and I used it too. It's really pretty.
Yeah, even though I'm kind of reddish, Tamara is olive, it worked for both of us. And I have zero irritation with it. It doesn't seem to transfer. It doesn't seem to rub off. It doesn't settle into my lines. So the two combined, separate they're also beautiful, but combined they make the perfect SPF. So thank you for whomever recommended this, because you did recommend both of these. And I'm actually, while you're showing another one, I'm actually going to combine these and put some of that on my face. So show us another one you really like.
Okay, so...
Oh wait, I have to say really quickly.
Yes.
This is an Australian SPF. I did have to pay for shipping to get this from Australia. I know that they are working on international shipping.
Plus, what is 2.5 ounces? This is a large tube. Most SPFs are only 1.7 ounce.
So I'm going to mix this and apply it.
So I think the price is actually pretty good, even with the shipping.
And once they have international shipping, I would definitely purchase this. This has been one of my favorite. Oh, it feels so good to put on too.
I would definitely pick that up. Okay, next up. Now this is one I've been playing with for about a month. It's by Prequel. You know how much I love the Prequel Cleanser. So I tried several of their products.
Tamara brought the Cleanser.
Yeah.
Cleanser.
Cleanser with a G.
It's beautiful. I hadn't tried it. It's gorgeous. I'm definitely going to purchase it.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice. In fact, I used it for my first and second cleanse, and it was perfect. It took all my SPF off. Yep. And it's so inexpensive, and I love the
so unique. It's so gentle. It's like, I never say I'm obsessed, because I hate that, but I am literally obsessed with this cleanser. I think it's the first time I've ever said that word on a video, but there you go. Okay, but so while I was trying some Prequel products, I also picked up their mineral sunscreen. This is called Sun Barrier Mineral SPF 50. This has been accepted by the Rosacea Society and the Eczema Society, so it's very, very gentle on the skin. I will say, now this is surprisingly lightweight. Again, it's 100% mineral. I do want you to try this.
I'm going to.
This is one of those very lightweight mineral SPFs.
Well, that's nice.
Yes, very lightly tinted. It does leave just a tad bit of a white cast, I guess, depending on your skin tone.
Not on me, surprisingly.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me, because I always use some sort of skin tint or foundation over it. I like it. It is pretty glowy, which I like.
Yeah, I do too.
I will say, though, that I've used it probably 10 or 12 times in the past month. Twice it pilled on me, and I couldn't figure out why. So I hesitate to 100% recommend this, because it did pill on me 2 out of 10 times, and I didn't figure out why. Another
SPF that I'm kind of mixed on. This was sent to me by the company, by OneSkin. This is their Tinted SPF. They actually I actually purchased the non-tinted, and they sent me the tinted. The non-tinted feels lovely, but leaves a bit of a white cast. The tinted feels lovely, but it's way too dark on me. And
Yeah.
it has a really lovely feel to it. I do like, that they put their peptide in there that is supposed to help with senescent cells.
It's a bit thick. It's got body to it, but it's still not overly heavy.
So it's 100% mineral SPF. It's, clean,
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
but it is
I don't know if you can see
dark.
it's definitely dark. Orange
It's
too.
orange, and I felt it oxidized.
Dark and orange. No.
It got more orange. I looked like an Oompa Loompa after wearing it. It's also not inexpensive. If they had this in a different tone, I might purchase it, but for 1.35 ounces,
Which is smaller than the usual 1.7. That's, yeah.
It's quite expensive, so I don't know. If you use this, either tinted or non-tinted, please share your experience with it down below.
Okay, I have a new one I just purchased during the Sephora sale. This is by In Beauty, and it is that is not focusing. That is really interesting. Anyway, it is the Mineral Sun Glow Broad Spectrum SPF 43 PA++++, 3 pluses, 100% mineral, tinted. It has a pump.
And in case you're completely new to sunscreens and you don't know what the PA rating is, it's a rating that rates the UVA protection. So UVA rays cause aging, UVB rays cause sunburn. Both of them, unfortunately, can cause skin cancer. So in the United States, we don't really have a UVA rating. We just have, let's see if I can find it.
Broad spectrum.
We have broad spectrum protection, meaning it does protect us from UVA and UVB.
The problem with they can say broad spectrum, but they don't measure the protection
Exactly.
against the A, versus the PAs are literally measuring the protection against the A.
So the highest PA rating is a rating of 4, meaning you've got pretty good UVA protection. The lowest is a rating of 1 plus. So I like the PA rating.
I do
some
too.
American sunscreens are using it now, which is
Yes.
nice.
This is made in the USA. More and more American sunscreens are adding the PA rating.
I'm glad.
So now this In Beauty comes in 2 tints. One is light medium and one is medium deep, and I have the light medium. And
That's not a bad tint.
nicely, lightly tinted,
Feels lovely.
enough to take this white cast away. I think it's really, really a nice sunscreen. I think it was pretty affordable too.
And I like the pump. I do like when there's a pump because, like Tamara said, you can put it in a teaspoon or quarter teaspoon, see how many pumps that is, and then from then on
You're
measure.
good to go.
Which,
So that's a good one.
yeah. So let's see. I have one that I really, really like, but the color is just a bit light on me. Interestingly, Tamara, who has a deeper complexion but a different complexion, it disappeared on you.
Yeah.
And it is the Kinship
Beautiful.
Self-Reflect. I'm really sorry that a lot of these aren't focusing. It might be because we're both sitting here.
Yeah.
Is the Kinship Self-Reflect. This is an SPF of 35. It is a zinc oxide broad spectrum protection sunscreen, and it also has probiotics in it. What I like about this one is the smell. It smells like coconut. It smells really good. It doesn't smell like your typical mineral SPF. It's very hydrating. So I love this in winter, even though it is a bit light for me, but it's super hydrating. And like I said, I like the smell of it. This is my favorite smelling sunscreen. And, it does rub in beautifully, but as you can see on me, it does, not necessarily a white cast, but it has a bit of a flashback. In certain lights, when I put it on my face, it looks really nice because it gives a lovely glow. But then in other lights, like if I had it on camera right now, it would really give a flashback. But on camera, for some reason, it blends right in. So this is another one you get to take home with you.
Yeah, I like it. It feels really nice.
It feels really nice. And for that reason, I would repurchase it again because I do think it's lovely the day after medical microneedling or something because it is so soothing. Yeah, look with camera, it blends right in.
So it's really not just the depth of tone of your skin, it's also the undertone. I have more of an olive undertone. You have more of a...
If you have a different skin tone than this is a beautiful, beautiful SPF.
I like it. I'm super happy to take it home.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you have dry skin. If you want to clean, there's the whole discussion, what is clean. But this is a fairly clean SPF with not a lot of other ingredients that you might be worried about. So this is yours.
And speaking of ingredients, you know, we haven't mentioned fragrance. I do believe that all the SPFs that I have spoken about so far are fragrance-free. None of them have a detectable scent other than just mineral.
This does have a detectable scent, but I don't believe it doesn't have the ingredients. If it does have a fragrance, I will put it right here. Yeah. But this might just be an ingredient scent.
Yeah, I think so.
It smells lovely. I love it. It smells like the beach.
It's nice. Okay, I'm up next. I only have one more, but I purchased 2 shades. This is another new one. I have not even tried this yet, other than swatching it on my arm or hand. And it is Super Goop's Protect Tint. This is brand new. It comes in a cute little
tiny. Little is the
tiny.
word.
Let me put my glasses on. I still think it has the 1.7 ounces.
1.38.
Yeah, so 1.38.
No, 1.18.
Oh my gosh.
That is tiny.
This is one of those confusing products because they say it's daily SPF tint, but it's more of a foundation sizing. SPF is usually 1.7. This is closer to the foundation of 1. And it comes in, I can't remember, like 12 different shades, which sounds great, but I think this is actually more of a cosmetic skin tint with a little SPF versus an SPF with a tint. Let's see. I am going to try to put my 2 fingers. So I bought it in shade 1. What shade? 20C. I'll show you the 2 shades.
Kind of nice. It feels nice.
Here, let's do the 2 shades on you. 20C.
The problem I have with these kind of SPFs, to apply enough to get the SPF, it just looks like way too much coverage often.
Yes, and that's what I think that's what's happening with this one. So if you could show those 2 tints.
They are quite, I don't know if you can even tell. So this is the darker one, obviously. This is the lighter one.
20C is the lighter one, and 24N is the deeper one. I did put the 24N on my, the 24N is quite a bit deeper. Yeah. 24N was too deep for me. 20C.
Might have to mix them.
Fairly well. So I'm going to put a teaspoon on, quarter teaspoon. Let's see how that looks. Oh my gosh. It feels like a lot. You guys, I think this is more of a...
What I have learned is to not apply it all at once.
That's too much.
It's a lot of sunscreen.
Oh my gosh.
She's gonna sit here for the rest of the video trying to wrap.
Oh, what you do. So, bottom line with that, yes, it comes with a lot of shades.
It looks very makeup-y.
Yeah. It's more of a makeup with SPF than an SPF.
I have the Hydropeptide Solar Defense Tinted SPF 30 right here, and this is quite similar to the Color Science Flex in the sense that it comes out white, and then it is supposed to adjust to your skin tone, which I don't think it ever really does, but it comes out white, and then as you rub it in, it does turn into a tinted SPF. It is a bit powdery looking, which I don't like. It also has a very strong...
Oh, that's definitely fragrance
to it. It's not bad. It's not the worst SPF I have. It does rub in nicely. And it does disappear in your skin. I prefer this natural sort of, your skin but just glowing look more than you can probably see that it does give quite a bit of coverage. So compared to my hand that doesn't have it on it. But if that is something you're looking for, I do think this is a beautiful SPF. It is 100% mineral, but it does have a strong fragrance, which actually didn't bother my eyes, didn't bother my skin. You gotta keep rubbing.
I shouldn't have done that.
So this, again, is sort of a mixed one. I wouldn't repurchase it, but if you're looking for that sort of more coverage, this might not be a bad one.
I'm still working it in here, you guys.
I'm just gonna keep talking. Another one that I was really, really excited to try, but unfortunately did not like, is the Dr. Sam's Flawless Tint. The reason I don't like it, it's actually a beautiful SPF. It is also a 100% mineral SPF. The tint is good. It actually sort of does disappear in my skin. I like that it has a pump bottle, but it is very drying. So when I first put it on my skin, it really looks beautiful. It gives me just a nice glow. It doesn't give too much coverage. the kind of SPF I like. But, and you can see the tint, you know, it is a bit darker, but it does actually match my face pretty well. But after wearing it for about an hour, my skin just feels parched.
Minerals can suck some moisture out of your skin unless they add some other hydrators in there, I think.
So this is actually, I've never experienced that before with a mineral SPF. Okay. And for the longest time, that's all I wore.
That's interesting.
But this one really did that to me extremely. And I thought maybe it was just a bad day, and I tried it several times, and each time I was like, oh my God, my skin is so dry.
If you have oily skin, maybe.
If you have oily skin, this might be great. If you have used this or are using this and you like it, please share your experience down below. Did you try it?
I put some on my hand, yeah.
Okay, I don't like this one.
No. I think this might be a fail as an SPF, right? I mean, is it rubbed in?
It's rubbed in, but it really settles. Like it's not a good one.
I think if you... So this is definitely a first impression, but it definitely failed the first impression as an SPF.
Oh, one I love, and I have talked about this one before, is the Evi. This is a Swedish SPF. This is the Evi Daily Defense Face Mousse SPF of 50. It doesn't have with a PA rating of 4+. We went to Sweden last summer, and I purchased 6 of these because I love it, and even my husband loves it. This is a foam SPF. Have you tried this one?
I haven't. It has been on my list forever.
So at first I was a bit hesitant because I thought, what am I going to do with this? But what you do is you just rub it between your hands, and then I'm just going to put a little bit on top, and then it just disappears into your skin. And this is my favorite SPF if I go hiking, or if I'm at the beach, if I'm just out longer and I might be sweating, or I might not have the chance to reapply as much as I want to. Because I actually heard Lab Muffin talk about this, and they did some extensive testing on this. In fact, they put this, I rub it into, okay. They put this on people and then put them in a sauna for 2 hours. Those poor people. But after 2 hours in a sauna, it only lost 5% of its efficacy.
Wow. So very water resistant.
It's very water resistant, but it doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel suffocating. My husband hates sunscreen, and he actually said, you have to get me more of this. So this is really, really beautiful. If you're active, I think this is the best SPF there is. Like if I lived in Hawaii still or something, this is what I would shower in. So I have just a few more. Let's see. I have the Naked Sundays. This is the Cabana Glow Mineral Glow Serum Drops. I have 2 shades. I have a lighter one and a darker one. I like this one, but again, it is one of those, I feel if you put enough on to get the coverage, you look a bit silly, because these are quite glowy. I believe they just came out with another Cabana Glow that is not glittery is not the right word. It is quite
shimmery,
yeah. But what I do with these, and here's the darker version here, I'm going to put it on your hand. I'm running out of space. Actually, that's the lighter version. So this is the darker version. This is the lighter one. And they have an even darker one, which I think you just want to use as a bronzer.
Is this a lighter one?
It's a lighter one.
Yeah.
So what I will do is I will mix the two often and just use a little bit on top of it on Tinted SPF just to get a bit of a glow. But again,
feels nice.
It feels nice, but in my opinion, applying enough will make you look a little glowy, a little bit like a disco ball. I cannot talk today.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
It smells like sunscreen.
It smells like
fragrance.
sunscreen.
Yeah.
And then I have another Naked Sunday, which is also kind of a viral one. This is the Collagen Glow 100% mineral SPF, and it has an SPF of 50+. It is really nice, but it does settle in my lines after a while. And it really sells around the hairline and in the eyebrows. You have this one, right?
I used up an entire one of these last summer.
Okay. It's really thick.
Yes.
Really thick.
At first I hated it.
Yeah, it is. It does take a bit of getting used to it. It almost feels like glue. It's really thick.
Yeah.
The color is just a slight tint. It does not leave a white cast, at least not on me. Did it on you?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Did it settle in your hairline and eyebrows and all of that?
I didn't find that. I don't remember finding that. I used this in the summer primarily because it was so water resistant. I felt very protected.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know that.
It's very water resistant. And my skin felt really, really protected. And it worked almost like a primer, so I could put makeup on over it. I really liked it. I used it up. I have so many sunscreens, I don't know if I'll repurchase it, but I remember thinking, I definitely need to repurchase this for next summer. So I really did like it.
Well, you can have mine.
Okay, okay, thank you.
I have, I think, just one more. And that's just, I purchased just a little sample of it because I didn't know how I would like it. How do you say this? Say?
Say, I think, Say.
Say.
S-A-I.
So Say has a lot of skin tints, but this is the actual SPF, and it is so tiny and such weird writing on it that I can't see
my
it.
Glasses on?
Yeah, maybe Tamara can read it. But I believe it's an SPF of 30.
Oh my God. I can't even see it with my glasses.
It is a mineral SPF.
There's no contrast.
It only comes in one shade. And I actually wore this one this morning when Tamara and I went for a walk. And I thought it was too dark for me. But you said you actually liked it. It is quite dark, I think.
It looked nice. It's dark.
It's dark.
Yeah, it is dark.
It's very glowy, which I like. It is dark. It's not one I would purchase the full size of because the color is just not quite right. Because I think, again, if I was... This morning we went out when the sun just came up, so I didn't...
I was still drinking my coffee. I don't know how good my judgment was.
I didn't bother putting too much on, but again, I think this is one, would I put the correct amount, I would look way too...
Yeah.
Too, whatever the word is, you know what I mean? So, Oompa-loompa-ish. So this one didn't really work for me either. So let's round it up. Favorites that we would repurchase. You go first.
Oh my goodness. Of mine, favorites that I would repurchase, it might be too soon to tell because most of these are very new to me. I would definitely repurchase this one.
Me too.
I actually have this one, and I would definitely repurchase.
Haro.
Yeah, that's one I would repurchase. The other, I still need to get a little bit more use out of before I make a final decision.
So for me personally, this one I have repurchased. Like I said, I bought 6 of them in Sweden.
I want that one.
I would definitely, if I wish I would have brought more, I would give you one. But this I would definitely repurchase and will continue to repurchase. I will definitely repurchase this one. The only thing about this one, like I said, when I reapplied it, it did peel, but I put a lot on, so maybe that was just it. It doesn't keep me from repurchasing it. I will definitely repurchase it. And then these two, and they will last me a long time, but I will repurchase these. I have a running wish list of skincare products, and on that wish list are several SPFs that I'm going to try. My husband thinks I'm nuts. He looks at this, he's like, what? How many SPFs do you need?
No. You know, we do this so that we can test newer products so that everybody can, you know, help everybody make decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I don't need to buy another SPF for like a couple of years, but I will because it's not only it's fun, it helps the viewers.
Yeah. So I hope this was helpful. I would love to know some of your favorite SPFs, chemical, physical, tinted, non-tinted. Please share down below. And any questions or comments for us, of course, please share them down below. You know, I always love to hear from you. And it's so fun doing this with Tamara in person.
I can't wait to take this out.
Let's wrap this up so Tamara can wash her face. Thank you so much for being here. And
that was fun. Thank you.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.